Breaking news. Welcome to today's headlines. My pact with Ojukwu. Uwazuirike says, "We are working hard for UN to recognize Biafra soon." My pact with Ojukwu. Uwazuirike says, "We are working hard for UN to recognize Biafra soon." To my dear listeners from wherever you're listening from, stay tuned as I read today's news. Founder and leader of Biafra independent movement for the actualization of the sovereign state of Biafra, Bim Masol. Chief Ralph Uwazuirike says he has not wavered in his commitment to the Biafra cause. He spoke on the renewed agitation for the sovereign state of Biafra, his non-violence approach, and why it received world acclaim. He also flayed Igbo leaders for not working for the interest of their people in this interview. You started this renewed agitation for the sovereign state of Biafra. Already, it is now public knowledge that Bim Masol is a member of the United Nations Unrepresented People's Organization. Now, what next? Well, I started Masol in 1999 with 25 agenda before I started Masol. I took into consideration the protocol of the Montevideo Convention of 1933 in mind. Before this time, there was this belief that the United Nations would recognize a people who are fighting for their independence using whatever means. But the Montevideo Convention of 1933 spelled out the modalities for a group of people fighting for their independence. So what I did is to come up with a 25 agenda of action towards the realization of an independent Biafra. The first thing I did was to produce the Bill of Rights, which I sent to the United Nations in the early part of 2000. I remembered that it was when even one of our great sons, Emeka Obasi of Olmark, who helped me with the correct addresses of the offices of the United Nations. However, I did not make the 25 agenda of action public because I knew that our people are hijackers and that they would steal the programs. So I was just taking them one after the other. One of the reasons is that at a certain stage in the struggle, we would have political parties for participation in elections in Nigeria, because we took into consideration that referendum is not part of the 1999 Constitution, as amended, and such provisions has to be inserted into the Constitution before you start talking about referendum in Nigeria. And this has to be done by our own platform, our people and supporters. That was even why, at a later stage with the late Dame Chukwu Emeka Odumegu Ojukwu, we even had to float the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, so that the APGA government in the southeast could push for such agenda. But the politicians who came into the party did not understand our motives, but rather started carving their own agenda of becoming the president of Nigeria. Today, you can see where APGA is. Instead of a party that is supposed to be present in all the southeast states, it is only now in Anambra State and being managed by a small group of people who are using APGA as their source of livelihood. So, the question of what obtains today. I was taking these things virtually in consideration of the modalities of the Montevideo Convention of 1933 today. We have a mini constitution in Bimasob, which I drafted while being detained at Kefi prison. And after my release, it was ratified, which we are using today. It is also on that platform that we have our yearly elections through which our executives emerge. We have our parliament. These are the things that Montevideo Convention enumerated. You must have a constitution, executives, parliament, and defined territory. You must have the population and you must have a mini government, and these are the requirements. And we are practicing these things. That was even the main reasons that I established Radio Biafra London to educate our members and people that this is what we need to do to have an independent Biafra. And before you could be recognized by the United Nations. And that was even why the United Nations Unrepresented Peoples Organization said that we are the people they are looking for. Even before we were recognized, some pro-Biafra organizations had applied to be accepted into United Nations Unrepresented Peoples Organization, but they were not accepted. But Bimasob was registered by the UNPO as the representatives of the people of Biafra, because we have been following the protocol of the Montevideo Convention of 1933. Even before we applied, Rene Bonchi called me and said that we are the people they want and that he knew that we have been in the struggle for a long time, and that was why they didn't register any other Biafra group, because they had not followed the Montevideo Convention protocol. This Montevideo Convention protocol tries to tailor emerging new states to harbor violence. That is, emerging states can pursue their independence without violence, and if you don't follow that principle of non-violence, you will never make sense to them. And that was why the applications of other Biafra organizations were rejected by the UNPO. So, my dear listeners, now we've come to the end of our today's news. Please do drop by at the comment section and let us know what your view is all about. Thank you for listening.